It's fun to do. It's fun to do. But I was going to ask you because I was curious what you thought his genres were, and we're really into genres.
Okay.
We were talking about genres all last time,
Love it. Love it.
and you're really into film.
Correct.
I know that.
Perfect.
Correct.
Yeah. So, do you know the difference between magical realism, or why these are not the same genres?
Okay.
Magical realism, surrealism, and science fiction. Because they're all kind of like supernatural or like kind of odd or weird.
Well, what's the difference between odd and surreal?
So you have
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
what are the three? So you have science fiction,
Surrealism and magical realism.
magical realism. So what would be what would be an example of magical realism?
So
Harry
my
Potter?
example I use is like Charlie Kaufman movies.
Charlie Kaufman movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Harry
correct.
Potter?
The Syndicate or whatever.
Yeah,
or
Synecdoche, New York.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's like
so that's
something
like
like
in and of itself. Like
yeah, that's not the reason. It's more because like magical realism is like almost exactly like life,
like would
but
you say
a little
like
bit of it, like a tiny
would
bit
you
of
say like
magic.
Michel Gondry?
Yeah,
Like
but
that?
he does. I think Michel Gondry did 2 Charlie Kaufman movies.
Oh, he did though.
Yeah, he did Eternal
I
Sunshine
don't
because like
know.
Synecdoche is his directorial
Okay,
debut,
cool.
right?
So that's
It's out of my
magical
realm.
realism.
Yeah,
And then surrealism.
yeah,
So that's like what David Lynch kind
That's
of
right.
like you're more like
Oh, David
like
Lynch.
yeah.
like really
interesting.
out there's. So there's like kind of a story, but not really at all because it's like kind of interpreted, but it's just like full of imagery and like
Yeah.
super dreamy, but kind of weird.
Dreamy is the word. Yeah,
That's a good word.
That's
for
why
it.
so magical realism. That's the distinction there. That's like you said, dreamy. Is magical realism is real life, but a little tiny taste of a difference.
Okay,
like it's
so-
like basically the same as life, but there's a little bit magic. Then you don't
Okay.
explain it.
So then
Mhm.
I don't.
And
I s-
surrealism is dream-like, almost like psychological.
Dreamlike that's a really good word, but that's why I still don't get why Wes Anderson's not surreal.
Because these are just too.
No, he's too literal.
Yeah, too literal.
Like
That's
he's
too
way too
literal?
Word, yeah.
Way too literal.
That's-
Man, the guy has like there's no magic. It's all like real.
Yeah, it's
all
odd.
like-
That's
it's
what
all
we're
real.
But it's
using.
very
we're calling
odd,
We're calling
right?
it odd, but not
Yeah.
not none of those three. It's still just drama. It's like drama with an accent of his flavor, but it's still just drama.
So surrealism's not just
although I
odd.
would maybe say maybe Grand Budapest could be a little surrealish.
Yeah, it's almost there. That's why I'm like.
What
I'm
about
like, that's
the-
why it's an
the
interesting question.
cakes and everything? Like
No, but
the
that-
and
but
those
the-
colors and
And
stuff.
but,
Yeah.
like,
but the
like
one the
Tenenbaum.
one we like the aqua.
I did like what you said though. You're like, what if we asked Wes Anderson? What do you think he would say? And I was like, he could say it's surreal or magical realism. He could say, I don't know.
But
So
what
what's your
about the
opinion?
life aquatic?
I
to
think
me
no. I
seems
think
like
no. I
it's-
think
Oh,
there's
damn,
just
I
there's
forgot
just like
about
an
that one.
interesting distinction where it just seems like odd but too like literal. I like the
life
word.
aquatic though.
Yeah,
Have you
it
seen
still
that
seems-
recently?
Nah, Life Aquatic. I mean, they are. It's kind of a little Yellow Submarine-ish. You know, the Beatles.
Yeah.
Like, it does. It does
Yeah.
like it does get
It
on that.
veer-
Like it does
veers.
veer into surrealism.
Right.
I agree with you. Like it does have that. He just kind of bends the bow a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah.
into it,
Right.
right? But
To me, genres are very like feeling based though, and to me, it doesn't quite feel
Feel like it.
like that because genres just like
No.
oh you can just feel it like it isn't it,
Right.
but it's odd. So I want to say it's not a regular straightforward movie, but it's odd.
So would you put him in magical realism, or because it's
wouldn't
not
even- I
magic
wouldn't-
enough? That's the whole
I
point.
still
of it,
I
'cause
still
we're
don't
just,
think
like,
it's
real
yeah I
guys.
still don't think it's quite there.
Interesting.
But it's the very I think
So
all
what would you
genre
put it under
distinctions-
then?
I think just like a regular drama that has his very unique and distinguished flavor.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
his color palettes and everything. It just has it's a whole thing that's very unique to him.
Mm.
But I mean, something like P.T. Anderson, like he has a very unique
Right.
feeling too when you watch his movies.
One of his
Right.
movies made my top 10 of the decade.
Ooh, top 10 decade. This would be interesting.
Top
list.
10.
Oh, I got it all written down.
Oh,
I
fuck
saw
yeah.
It. I
Oh, you
saw
did?
It.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did some
yeah,
notes
yeah.
yourself?
I went
Okay.
and saw it.
Oh, we'll probably have some hot takes in this then. I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh, okay. Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
The
Which
Master.
one? The Master?
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, the Master.
Is that the one where he made a cult or
That's
something?
Philip Seymour
Made a
Hoffman.
religion?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Phil Seymour
yeah, yeah.
Hoffman, yeah.
And
Well, it's
Joaquin.
based off a Dianetics guy. Like,
Yeah.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's based on the Scientology guy, right?
yeah, yeah. So it's like, I mean, loosely-ish, whatever. And I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably
Loose
so-
without like getting sued because their Scientology go hard in the paint on. I
Now
think
that's
suing.
probably a hot take to be a top 10, hey? That was like a mixed.
I think probably that
Maybe
is a
one.
hot take, but
Yeah.
I could see that. It was a beautiful movie. One of my favorite scenes was actually an outtake, and I posted it recently. They're smoking the cools in the boat. I think it's on a
Mm.
boat.
It's been a while
And he
for
goes,
me.
cool, so minty fresh. And he keeps smoking them, but they keep laughing. It's an outtake. It's like a 3-minute outtake, and it's just so like you can feel their energy together, and they're just having a good time, and they're just enjoying because they keep letting them putting them out, and they're probably fake cigarettes, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman was a master.
Yeah, that was his last great movie. Like really, I mean, like I
Yeah,
think
he
it was, I
had-
think it was like that one. He did another one that where he was a
CIA
FBI
agent, right?
CIA,
Yeah, not that
CIA.
good. Yeah.
It was good.
It was okay,
But
but,
I
it was like
mean, but he was
he
definitely
was dead. He was dead, and I was watching it, and I was like,
Wasn't he in like an Adam Sandler movie before he died?
No,
no,
Long
Punch
Came
Drunk
Polly.
Love.
oh,
Punch Drunk
yeah,
Love.
P.T. Anderson, though.
Yeah, okay, P.T. Anderson. Yeah, but
No,
you're
no, no,
right.
but no,
You're thinking of
no.
Along Came Polly?
No,
No.
some groundhogs or something like that.
I don't,
Pull
I
up
don't
his
know.
list.
Okay. Demanding. Pull up the list.
Yo, Jamie, where you at?
Yeah.
So the Master of P.T. Anderson, great. Okay, and then the last one was sci-fi, correct?
Yeah.
We had magical realism.
Yeah.
Magical realism.
Yeah. So
surreal,
what's the
and
distinction
then
there?
Sci-fi. Okay, and then sci-fi. Oh my God, sci-fi is magical, but it's like magical in the technical sense usually
Yeah.
because it's like using technology to then like expand, universe and humanity and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it still acts as magic, but it's tech.
Yeah.
So what is the similarities between all of it? I don't know.
Well, so the distinction for science fiction is that there's an explanation. So magical realism, surreal will have no explanation. Surreal is more dreamlike, but magical realism is like more literal, but it has something that's unexplained or magical.
Okay.
So like Synecdoche, New York has that warehouse that's in New York, but it's the same size as New York in New York.
Right.
So it's like it doesn't make any sense. But you just take it as fact. It's just what the world is. Science fiction actually tries to explain the weirdness
Right.
using some kind of technical or science thing. So like for example, like anything in the future, I guess, which is they were trying to explain it somehow through some kind of futuristic scientific advancement.
Yeah, like the world has to be real. Like it has to be believable, right? I mean, like the
Yeah.
rules within that space, kind of have to like all make sense.
Yeah,
like
it's
if
not
you put this up, there's no gravity and everything should start lifting.
Yeah, it's not
or-
asking you to suspend your belief. It's saying take us for that. If science were to progress this way,
Yeah.
here's what it is.
And what's the similarity between all three of those things?
Not similarity. I was just wondering what the difference is. 'Cause similarity is pretty clear. It's just a bit.
Oh, okay. What are the differences?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say this one, like science fiction, is hard literal because
Yeah.
I mean it would take, like you said, science.
Yeah.
So to like make the magic happen.
Yeah.
Surrealism is dreamy, so it's
Yeah.
not real. It's like of the it's subconscious essentially. Right? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Like whatever you're dreaming.
Subconscious is a big
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
It's dreamy
It's
or
the-
subconscious.
It
or
almost like assumes
hallucinating or some kind of psychology in there, or like you're trying to tell somebody about like more of a psychological.
Right.
Yeah, and
thing.
so there's a lot less direct communication with it because I can't go in and be like, oh, I'm going to talk to you in
Yeah.
a dream state.
Yeah.
But a dream can talk to me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. It's very
and how I
interpretive too.
interpret that is up to me. I mean, but it's only my interpretation of it. And
Terrence
I don't know,
Malick.
do you guys like look.
Terrence Malick, very surreal. But is he surreal? Because he's actually literal, but using
So,
surreal ways.
This is surreal, like
who's
in a
Malik again? What does he do?
So he. I have to.
I'm so bad with names. I'm so
He
sorry.
is,
This I
that's
hope
okay.
this doesn't make it for bad. I'm just so
No, it's he's. I'm thinking of one. The Tree of Life is.
Okay, he has a brand
Yeah.
new movie out right now, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, Hidden Life.
But I actually
Okay,
haven't
I know
watched
you're
him in a
talking
while.
about.
I haven't watched him in a while.
Yes,
So the
I
last
do
one I
know
watched
Okay, you're right.
was.
I haven't
So I
seen
watched To the
everything.
Wonder. Knights of Cups. I don't think
Knight
I've
of
actually.
Cups
I actually don't
wasn't
think I've watched his movies since. So I watched the first all 4 of these. So
Badlands, Day of Heaven.
I've watched
Red
Badlands,
Line.
Days of Heaven, The Thin Red Line, New World, and Tree of Life. But then after Tree of Life, I don't know. I just haven't.
Yeah,
But he's almost really surreal and like everything's disconnected, but it's literal. But he's using surreal ways to tell stories.
so true.
Very close up shots. Very, very heavy like music video-ish stuff.
Yeah.
You can't really tell. You really have to interpret the stories. But
Mm.
they're meant to be interpreted literally, not quite like surreal. But he's using those kind of techniques, I think, of
Mhm.
discontinued stories. But he's I think a theater person. I can't really watch him at home. They really take a lot of focus.
Yeah. Well, they're deep.
Deep, but Brad Pitt did Tree of Life. That was a good movie.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen.
I like that
And I
one.
saw
Tree of Life?
Night of Cups.
Yeah.
I hated.
Night of-
think-
they're
think
very
I might need to
disconnected,
rewatch
right?
it. I think I might need to rewatch
You
it.
have
but I
to
was like,
you have to really be in the mood for that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because like Tree of Life, there's not a lot of literal story. Very big cuts into like universe and stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like the literal story is just like about a man getting older, right? Or a man's
Right.
life. Oh no, he's just a kid, and it's like his dad.
I can't remember
believe.
the exact. But it's like an experience. He's got to like
A
kinda
very big
wash
experience.
over you.
That's why I was
And
saying
he's
it's
kinda
like a theater movie. Terrence
Yeah.
Malick's
But
a
you
theater
explain
guy.
it.
Yeah.
You explained surrealism before, like where it's real life, but there's something odd about
Magical
it. Right?
realism. It's magical realism.
And so that's magical.
Oh,
Okay.
That's
Yeah, no,
magical.
I actually think I was using them interchangeably too much. In the last
Oh,
one.
I see.
Yeah, I think I was doing that. I don't know why I was doing that.
Is
Actually,
John
let's listen to
Wick? John Wick one of those?
Yes, John Wick.
Would that be
I
would
just
that
got-
be
I just
magical
got pumped
realism?
back into John Wick.
Would that
Man,
be
the
it's so
first
good.
half of that movie?
So
I was like,
good.
oh my god, this
Is
is
that-
so
okay.
good.
So the first half of the first one,
Yeah.
would that be like some kind of realism where it has this assumption that you just know
no,
what's
It's
going
very
on?
comic booky or not comic booky, but I mean like it's real. Like it's all very literal, but I mean it's also like
There's a
surreal
weird.
in the sense that like you're fighting ninjas and you're like shooting 100 guys like with one pistol. Like, but there
Oh, I see.
isn't there an element of realism to it in that they like don't they count the bullets and like they do stunts that are like
That's true.
literal like that
Yeah, they're
could be
not.
done.
They're
you know,
trying to
and-
explain stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They
I
don't,
see. I see.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it is very
It-
like comic book in the sense of like it's like who's a
It's
a
comic.
hitman that's like
Well, I
part of
find
a-
it very
It's
like
comic book
a
where it's not
cabal
our, yeah.
of like rich other hitmen, and you just like do all this like kind of crazy stuff and stay in these like crazy hotels. Like,
right.
if you like, who knows? Maybe that stuff does happen in these like mega cities. I mean,
Yeah.
like you know,
Right,
like,
right.
who
I think
knows?
it is comic book in the sense that it's like a slightly different universe.
That's correct. That's what
Yeah.
that's what I mean by a slightly different.
That's what I
a
mean.
Better,
Okay, so
that's a
you-
better explanation because comic book people go Marvel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like, what? No, there's like.
Because like it's our universe. There's no magic
Mm-hmm.
in a sense. It's just a different universe with different people and slightly different rules. Not even different rules, same rules, but if like say
It's
there's
odder.
there's superheroes or something like
Yeah.
that, right?
Well, yeah.
Because it's not magic. It's just they're trying to explain superheroes through like a mutant or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So it's our universe, but
Fair
a little
enough.
bit different, but not quite magic.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Favorite movie of the decade though? What was your number one?
You know, what? I hate calling it number one. I had to do it in.
Number one.
Yeah.
I had to do it. I
Did
had
it.
to do it in.
Yeah,
In
the order.
chronological
Yeah,
order from 2019 to 2010, and then I just did it alphabetical order. I mean, like
Also, so you did your best one of each year, or did you just do 10 of the decade? I can't remember.
I did one from each year. I
Okay.
was thinking about mixing it up, but it would do a disservice to those other years.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it doesn't necessarily make it for all the best movies make it
Right.
necessarily, but I mean. Like when I pick my best, I mean it's like anything. It's subjective, and it's like what kind of means something to me at that moment in time, right? So
Right.
I mean, like technically, maybe it's the best, you know what I mean. But also, like the story and the spirit of it is like the best too, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's important to kind of experience those feelings in it, right? And so going back, I'm like, you know, you need to have one, and it's interesting because then you get to watch the kind of like the gradient progression of the years, right?
Yeah.
And you're like going back and looking at the themes that resonate now or just have like different meaning now, and you're like, oh my god, or like say their career trajectory,
Yeah.
and you're like, man, they were so hot and they're going to be so crazy, and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Who's an example of that? Someone who whiffed.
Me, Darren Aronofsky,
I agree.
Who's that one?
Somewhat, but
I feel like that's
Black
something-
Swan.
Black Swan,
He did.
Oh, like a writer.
yeah.
Director.
Requiem for a
Director.
Dream.
yeah, Requiem
Requiem for a Dream.
yeah,
Okay.
he's Requiem for a Dream.
But he's just had a. Actually, no, I didn't
Noah.
like.
Did you see Noah?
Yeah,
You're
Noah.
a church guy.
Noah's-
Hey, you go to church on Sundays. You must have seen Noah.
Fuck church. Yeah, no, I've seen Noah.
But
The
Mother, I actually really
I like
liked.
Moses
love
better
Mother
though.
too.
Yeah, so I don't
love
know. I don't know
Mother
if you
too, so
will.
I
You
don't
liked
know,
Mother?
I love
You guys
Mother.
like
I love
Yeah.
Mother.
I did not like it.
I don't even like
I
horror
think we're
movies.
the only two people, you, me, and maybe Dan.
Oh, I did not
Maybe.
like it.
That only like that movie.
Yeah.
Everybody else hates it.
I did not like it.
It was
Yeah.
very. Yeah, it was very.
I like that type of movie. I felt like it was very it was too boring for me to the lead up. I didn't care
Did you
by
see
the
it in
end.
theater?
No.
So that might be it, because it was. To me, I was hooked. The whole
Yeah,
thing. I
the
thought it
whole
was
thing.
Yeah, see,
very.
I wasn't.
I thought it was like I don't. Remember,
like
I don't
that
remember it
kind of
having slow
movie.
moments. I remember it being pretty.
No, see, I
On
found it so
edge.
like I liked it reminds me a little bit like Witch, where I'm like
Okay, yeah.
watching this progression of something and I know it's leading up to something cool. I really liked Witch. This one I was just like, okay.
Mhm.
And then by the end I was like, I don't even care about this anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I thought
don't like it.
it gets such a high like octane energy near the end, doesn't it? Like it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't let off.
but I
on
just
that.
didn't care by
Mother,
then.
like it comes like I explained it like a slow moving tsunami. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's just like starts and then it just keeps getting worse
Builds and
and
builds,
worse and
yeah.
worse and worse, and there's no let up, and it's just this constant
That's
pressure
See, I
that
didn't
That's
feel
what I was
that way
saying. So
about
that's
it.
very
Yeah, I
confused
didn't
by
feel
you
that
saying
way.
it's like got boring near the end, and like you just weren't. You
No,
felt
like
it
I felt like it started, and I was like, I'm gonna like where
'Cause
this
I
is
remember
going,
just
and
being
then I felt
intense
like
the
it.
whole way
See, I
through.
didn't feel that. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I'll rewatch it, but I just
Speaking of
didn't.
which, did you see his new movie Lighthouse?
Yes,
Do you like it?
yes, I did.
Who's-
Did you see
who's-
that?
Yeah.
Whose new movie?
The
I don't know
guy.
what the director's
No,
name
no,
is.
it's the guy who did the reason
Oh,
I heard
Witch,
about it.
Witch.
The guy who did Witch.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
actually have
liked
seen The
it.
Witch, and I don't like
Did you
scary
see it?
movies, but I like The Witch.
or Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Did you like it?
Loved it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it
loved
yet.
I thought it was really
haven't seen
good.
It's in top 5 one of William Dafoe's best performances of all time. I'm putting it up there.
Even
Really?
that Robert
You
Patterson
want
guy.
to see a hot take? That's my hot take. Is William Dafoe's top 5 performances of all time in Lighthouse? And I mean, you think of his
Robert Patterson's very underrated too, though.
Oh yeah,
Robert
but
Patterson's
okay.
He's doing a lot of good movies now,
Speaking
though.
of Lighthouse, it was like to me, it was like two ships in the night, where like William Dafoe is like entering the like later years in his life. Like. Hopefully he has like more than none,
Yeah,
but he's
yeah.
definitely on the back nine.
Is he,
Whereas like Robert
60?
Pattinson is now like kind of entering that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because he's like what 20 nothing or like late 20s or late 30s.
Probably
yeah.
late 20s, yeah.
But what do you think?
And,
What do you
and,
think?
and he's
Willem
like he's
Dafoe
in a
is?
beast.
60?
And he
60.
Defoe. If I had to
60s?
guess, I'm gonna say 63.
I'll say 64.
Damn, going in. 64.
Nice.
Oh, I wasn't even gonna guess because I feel like you guys
Fucking
got
good
the
at this
good
game
numbers.
too.
That's good. That's a good guess. Yeah. That's a great guess. Cheers to that.
I haven't seen it, but it's on my
If you
list.
said 62, I would
I'm
have
gonna
said
go
63.
see Uncut Gems tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
at the Princess.
Yeah, Princess.
Which
yeah.
one's that one?
Yeah, I
That's
haven't
the
seen that.
Safdie brothers. They did.
That's the Adam Sandler, Kevin Garnett one, right?
Yeah.
I
Their
heard mixed
last
things
movie-
about
shout
that.
out KG.
I actually haven't watched anything else by the Safdie brothers, but I watched the one with Robert Pattinson last year, or like 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Was that Good Times?
Good Times, really
Oh
good.
man, Good Times
So
was
good.
an underrated movie.
Haven't
Way
seen that one.
underrated.
Very
Like,
quiet. Hey, nobody really talked about it.
No, I went.
Haven't
Saw,
seen that one.
speaking of which, I saw that one in the theater, and that movie still messes me up to this day.
Yeah,
That's have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it.
Oh, I can't
really
tell
good.
ya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, plug your ears.
Okay.
it's very like nonstop.
Oh man, like
It's
and-
okay,
and
you
it's
can
like,
say
and
whatever
it's
you're gonna
cut,
say.
like so tight, and he's
Yeah.
just this like tweaked out like meth head or something,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
just like going through all these crazy situations, and he's trying to find his handicapped brother. And
You could say the same thing. It's very, very much like a tsunami that builds and builds, and it doesn't let off.
Absolutely.
And
Man,
I
like
heard
the security guard, like,
Uncut
when they
Gems,
get the
same thing.
Really?
Same thing. It's just like one thing after another of him fucking up and getting in worse, and like he's trying to like rob Peter to pay
I
Paul,
love it.
and
I love
it doesn't stop, and he just keeps fucking up, and it's
I
just kind of
love
like
it.
this complicated.
Well, those guys
thing
have
that
a
just-
future because I mean, like if that's Good Times and this is their second one, Uncut Gems, man, they're like
We'll
buy
see how
buy stock in them.
Uncut Gems had a pretty mixed.
Really, I
review.
thought it had a pretty good.
It was like
Well,
one of
look
the
it
biggest
up.
Oscar snubs of the year.
Was it?
Yeah,
From
Adam
what I read,
Sandler
it
got
was-
snubbed.
But I mean, I don't trust Rotten
Did you
Tomatoes
see
all
his
that much.
tweet?
91% Rotten Tomatoes.
Did you guys
That's
see
No,
that?
but check the.
No, oh yeah, I did see a tweet. Very
check
classy.
one of them
Very
is
classy.
off though. Viewers or one of them are off.
But I did see him in a suit. And I was
Viewers,
like,
you can
"Damn."
never trust. Like, don't trust IMDb. IMDb is bad. Don't look at IMDb.
No, Rotten
No, I-
Tomatoes.
Yeah, Rotten
Oh,
Tomatoes.
No,
I
do not look at Rotten
no.
Tomatoes.
So
Fuck
I
Rotten Tomatoes.
so I trust Rotten Tomatoes on two things. If it's over
It's-
90, I trust it. If it's under like 40%, I trust it. But if it's in between, because that's only like
Oh,
rotten or
see,
not
I'm-
rotten, right? So
I'm-
like
Okay.
it could be a variable score.
I don't know. I think it might be opposite of that. I tend to look at if critics really like something,
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
audience doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I feel like something's up.
Like what's up? Something.
It might be a political thing or something, or
You're
it
just
might not
thinking
be.
of you're just thinking
Are
of
you
Dave
guys
Chappelle.
referencing the Doctor Who or no Doctor? What's that the TV show that has like an 8% audience score right now?
I don't
The
know.
new Doctor Who season that just
No,
came
I
out.
never
Oh, maybe I
watched
haven't
Doctor
watched
Who.
it. I watched
Never
Doctor
seen it.
Who, but I haven't watched.
You
it
watch
yet.
it?
I've never
Yeah.
ever watched Doctor Who, but this one's all
I've
like,
never seen
woke,
it.
So it's got like
Yeah,
an
yeah.
8% audience score.
It's too woke, eh? And they're just critics love it. Or have you seen it?
Yeah,
You haven't
critics
seen
I
love
it?
haven't seen the,
Mm.
but I didn't like the guy
I don't
before.
watch it, but I mean, but
so-
that's what you're talking about. I mean, there's like huge disparities.
I don't know.
and, like,
I see. Yeah, but see, I don't know if I definitely don't like super woke stuff, but I don't know if that's a really woke thing. Like
Like Watchmen? Have you seen Watchmen?
I've heard that one.
It's a bit woke, right?
I want that kind of woke.
the show.
But I only watched
The
3
show?
episodes. Yeah, I only watched 3
I
episodes.
haven't watched
and
the
I got
show.
kinda
I've seen
bored.
the movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, I
I've
got
seen the movie.
I've seen the movie and read the book.
yeah.
Okay,
same.
I haven't
but
seen
I
the show.
watched 3 episodes of Watchmen, and it was like I don't see any superheroes yet. So turn off.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know
out.
if see. I don't
I'm
know
out.
if Doctor Who. I want to give Doctor Who a chance because I don't know if people are just saying it's woke because it's a woman now.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no,
so
no,
that's
they're not. No, they're not.
No?
It's
Why?
like it's so woke.
But have you watched it?
I haven't watched it. But
Well,
I've
how you
watched it
know then?
because I've watched breakdowns. I've like listened to these guys, these
Yeah,
other
yeah,
breakdowns of it. and
Yeah,
I'm
but I
like,
don't
that's
know.
why I'm like, okay.
Uh,
Plus,
Yeah.
I'm not that big of a
That's
fan
like
of
getting
Doctor
your-
Who.
but
That I'm like,
Right,
I don't
right.
even care. I don't want to spend.
But Darren,
an
if you're
hour.
getting your opinion from like people who hate woke stuff, that's like getting your opinion of Obama from Fox News. Like you're gonna get people are gonna hate it.
yeah.
You know?
That's like getting your opinion about anti-woke stuff
Or Trump
from
from
woke
CNN.
people.
You know,
Correct.
You're not gonna get a. It's not gonna be a
You just
good.
watch it.
Yeah, you should just.
There's certain
I
woke
just
things
watch
that I just don't get. Like, did you hear about this? The director of James Bond said that James Bond could be black, but never a woman. And people are getting really upset about that.
Hmm.
Now that kind of woke shit, just make your own. I don't know if he needs to be a woman.
Yeah, I think
That kind of woke shit.
See, I feel like who he is as a person, he can definitely be black,
yeah,
but he can't be a
100%.
woman.
Yeah, he can't be a
Because
woman.
he's a womanizer.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah.
to be. That's
Yeah.
who he is. He's a
His name's
womanizer.
James Bond.
Yeah.
So I just feel like
Speaking of-
Has to
just
stay
make a new
as
one.
I think so. I think
Like
so.
that kind of shit. I'm just like, that's woke. I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. The Doctor Who, I don't know.
And you know what?
I don't know. Good point.
To an uncultured Canadian,
Yeah.
British black men feel more British than British white men. That's a hot take.
Idris Elba should be fucking James Bond. I vote for that.
Do they not though? When you see a British black man talk, you're like, that's a British man.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
that's a British man.
100%.
Yeah.